Everything, Jesus. I give you everything. I love you. Oh, my whole Jesus. Jesus Christ. Take my life. Take hold of me. Father, that is our prayer tonight. That is our prayer, that you will take everything. But Father, in order for you to take everything, we need to give everything. Because you will not take what we do not give. So tonight, I hope that I can pray this prayer on behalf of everybody here. When we say, Father, tonight we give you everything, so that you can take everything off me. So here it is. I give it to you. I give it to you. Because I love you. With everything in me, I love you. Jesus Christ. Take my life. Take all of me. In Jesus' name. Amen. Hallelujah. You may be seated for a moment. So we're doing it a little bit differently tonight. How many of you agree different is also good sometimes?
Yeah.
Because we are going to leave the worship part for after the message. And then I hope that you will be inspired to really worship God. And you will find out in a moment's time why. So welcome everybody. Glad that you are here. For those who are watching on Facebook, also welcome. I hope that God bless you. Hope that you had a good day so far, and that whatever God has in store for us, you will also share. Amen. Alright, so I want to talk to you tonight. That's the subject, the manifestation of His glory. Because I think there is something in that we need to understand. That's why I have arranged with the worship team just to sing 2 songs, and then I will take over, and then we will sing 20 songs.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Alright? Because there's something that I want us to understand. I've said to you this morning that God has given us a word, a dream, and in that dream He has showed somebody that there's a tsunami of revival coming. Specifically for Shekinah, because He was specifically dreaming about us. He saw me, He saw some of the people that are here tonight, He saw them standing around us while we are talking and while we are discussing, while we are preparing for this tsunami, while we are preparing. And I think that is something very important to hear tonight. It did not come after we have known everything. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I was busy explaining or busy telling the people about the photo that I've taken of this revival that is coming. I was busy, and in the process of being busy without completing what God wanted us to say, the tsunami came and took us away. And that stuck with me for how long now, since we have it. And I just asked a question for myself, and I believe that is the Holy Spirit that asked the question is, what are we doing about it? It's good to say, yes, there's a revival coming, but what are we doing about it? And that's where this message has come from and birth. I know we're supposed to talk about further with the reformation and the transformation, but God likes to interrupt things sometimes for something special. So I want to start by saying the following. The glory of God, we need to understand when we talk about the glory of God, isn't just a feeling. It's not an event. It is not an Old Testament experience. And this is the words that I received. That's why it stuck with me. It is a spiritual tsunami. I'm so glad my wife picked that up. So I need to go back to my normal. The glory of God is the spiritual tsunami. The glory of God, and listen carefully to what it says, it's the spiritual tsunami that contains the full character of God. So everything that is God, everything that is in God, everything that ever can be in God is going to be in that tsunami revival, which will be the glory of God that will hit this place like never before, and that will hit the city like never before, and will hit the Western Cape like never before. It's going to be a tsunami of the glory of God. Amen. Now the word glory literally means heavy weight. Heavy weight. And it then translates to the heaviest, the biggest, the grandest thing about someone. And that someone is God. So you need to see that. So the glory is all about the heaviest, biggest, grandest thing about God. Everything that we can think about Him is put into what is called the glory. The glory is sometimes we call the manifested presence of God, but it's more than just a presence. It is a power. It is the kind of power that resurrects people from the dead. It's a kind of power that will deliver people. It's a kind of power that will overcome everything. It's a kind of power that transforms everything. In fact, it is the kind of power that is greater and stronger than any other power that is in existence at this time. Amen. That's the glory of God. That's why in that dream that person had, the glory of God could sweep everything away. Yeah. Because there's no power that can stand in the glory of God. Yeah. So how many would like to see a tsunami tonight? Yes. So how is a tsunami going to happen? So one thing that we need to understand, when I'm saying all of this, it is greater and stronger than any power that exists. We need to understand, and that power belongs to you. You have a power on the inside. How do I know that? John 17:22. When Jesus prayed, He said, Father, the glory that you have given me, I have given them. Talking about us. Talking about the disciples and the people that will be saved through disciples, which are we. So He said that when they come to me, when they give their heart to me, when they give their life over to me, come and take all of me. Then I put everything of me on the inside of them, and that everything of me is this glory that is stronger than any other power that exists. I had a meeting yesterday. Someone came to see me yesterday, and this person is tormented a lot by evil and demon spirits. And at one stage, I look at this person, and I said to this person, you need to understand something. I'm not judging you by what I'm saying, but you need to understand that what I'm saying to you now, that no demon spirit, no problem is scared of a religious person. They're only scared of a person who has the glory of God on the inside of them, and that has this tsunami that can rise up and that can stand up when the devils want to attack me. Then this glory will stand up on the inside of me. Yeah. And it's a power stronger than any other power that I've ever experienced. This person told me about a demon that she saw, and she was so scared because that demon declared that he was the strongest and the biggest and all of them. The Bible says they are liars, man. Yeah. They cannot tell the truth. So I said to this person, you need to understand, if you open up fear in your life, they will always have a place in your life. But if you understand the glory of God, if you understand what God has put on the inside of you, if you understand who is in you, that there is a surpassing greatness, in unlimited, immeasurable power on the inside of you, amen, then nothing can stand against you. So how does this work? How is this manifestation going to take place? So let's go to work. Let's go to work. Job 37. And let's start there, and I want to take you on a flight through the Word, just to show you something that you need to understand. And hopefully through that I can make you excited about tonight and what you need to do tonight. Job 37 from verse 14. So let's read. And it's his friend, Job's friend, that is talking here. He said, hear this, O Job. Stand still and consider the wondrous works of God. Do you know how God lays his command upon them and causes the lightning of his storm cloud to shine? I'm reading out of the Amplified. Do you know how clouds are balanced and poised in the heavens, the wonderful works of him who is perfect in knowledge? Or why your garments are hot when he quiets the earth in sultry summer, when the oppressive south wind? Can you along with him spread out the sky, which is strong as a molded mirror? Tell us, Job, with what words of man we may address such a being. We cannot state our case because we are in the dark, in the presence of the unsearchable God. So shall it be told him that I wish to speak? If a man speak, shall he be swallowed up? And now men cannot look upon the light when it's bright in the skies, when the wind has passed and cleared them. Golden brightness and splendor come out of the north. If men can scarcely look upon it, how much less upon the terrible splendor and majesty God has upon himself. Touching the Almighty, we cannot find him out. He is excellent in power, and to justice and plenteous righteousness does no violence. He will disregard no right. Men therefore reverently fear him. He regards and respects not any who are wise in heart, in their own understanding and conceit. What statements to made about God? I know I've read quite fast maybe, but what statements were made? And we all understand, I think there's one story in the Bible that everyone knows very well. It's the story of Job. How he has lost everything. Nothing, had nothing left. He was sitting on a heap of ash, and he was full of sores and sicknesses and stuff, and he was there, and he was complaining and all the things that happened, and his friends tried to come, and the friends tried to encourage him. Friends tried to tell him that he needs to look at the greatness of God, he needs to look at the wonders of God. But then I want to read verse 21 and then verse 22 also. Later, I say verse 21, I want you to hear what they are saying to him. They say verse 21, and now men cannot look upon the light when it's bright in the skies, when the wind had passed and cleared them. So what they are saying that even though When there are clouds in the sky, we can look at the sun. But the moment that the wind takes the clouds away, we can barely look at the sun. We need to take and we need to hold our hands in front. And then verse 22 comes, and verse 22 will say the following. It will say, golden brightness and splendor come out of the north. If men can scarcely look upon the sun. I'm just making my own part in it. Can scarcely look. How much less will they be able to look at the glory that's upon God? That's how splendor His glory is. So it's impossible to look at the glory. Then God begins to speak to Job. I'm taking you. Be patient. I'm taking you to a place. Job 38 from verse 1. Then God starts to speak. And then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, who is this that darkness counsel by words without knowledge? Gird up now your lions like a man. Now I will demand of you, and you declare to me. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare to me, if you have and no understanding. Who determined the measures of the earth, if you know? Or who stretched the measuring line upon it? Upon that, on what were the foundation of it fastened? Or who laid its cornerstone? When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy. So I want you to hear this. His friends is talking to him. His friends is trying to tell him that he must understand and see the greatness of God. Then God Himself starts to speak to Job. And said to Job, were you there when I laid the foundations? Were you there when I put the stars in the sky? So let me tell you, Job. Let me tell you what happened when that happened. Let me tell you how I create things. Let me tell you how I have created everything that you see. And that we find in verse 7. Job 38 verse 7 will clearly tell us. It says, so beautiful. When the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy. But we need to understand that part of the scripture. So I'm going to show you a few different translations. It will say, first of all, while the morning stars sang in unison and all the divine beings shouted. Good News Bible will say, in the dawn of that day, the stars sang together and the heavenly beings shouted for joy. Contemporary English versions say, while the morning stars sang and angels rejoiced. International Standard Version, while the morning stars sang together and all the divine beings shouted joyfully. So I need you to understand that when you say in the Amplified and other translations, talk about the sons of God, they are referring to the angels, because the Bible says in the book of Hebrews that God has never called an angel a son. So the people that have written this book has called them sons, but God never calls an angel a son. So God says, and I want you to hear this, God says that only the angels, or let me go there, only the angels were created before God created everything else. So the first creatures that God created were angels. And they were created for one purpose, and that purpose was to praise God. That purpose was to sing together. That purpose was to shout for joy. That is the purpose of angels. So we need to understand what God is busy telling Job here. Because we need to understand it, to understand the tsunami that is coming that we need to generate. God said that when He created everything, He created out of praise and worship of angels. While the angels were worshiping, while the angels were giving praise to God, while the angels were singing and shouting for joy, God starts to create. When they start praising Him, when they they start worshiping, he proclaimed, let there be light. When they start shouting and they start lifting up his name, he proclaimed, let the water and the earth separate from each other. And then they separate. And when they were singing shouts of joy and they were making his name great, he said, let there be plants, let there be birds, let there be all the things. Everything that was created out of praise and worship. So I hope you can see how important it is to start to worship God. You know, I want you to go with me. Just keep that in mind. Isaiah chapter 6. Isaiah chapter 6. Everything that God created in the beginning, He creates because of praise and worship. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 1 to 4. Just those 4 verses. Listen. It say, in the year that King Uzziah died, in a vision I saw the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and the skirts of his train filled the most holy part of the temple. Above him stood the seraphim. Each had 6 wings. With 2 each covered his own face, and with 2 each covered the feet, and with 2 covered each the flew. And one cried to another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the foundations of the threshold shook at the voice of him who cried, and the house was filled with smoke. So here again, we need to find angels worshiping God. Do you agree? Isaiah 6, there's angels worshiping God. And while they are worshiping God, the glory of God starts to enter and fill the earth and fill the house. And the house, the Bible said the house was filled with smoke. Smoke, which symbolizes the glory. Smoke or a cloud symbolizes the glory of God. And the moment they start to sing, the moment they start to praise His name, the moment they start to lift Him up, the glory of God enters in. And the place was shook. So listen, when the sound of the worship of angels was heard, the glory appeared. Are you still with me? So now listen. So it's clear that praise and worship release the glory of God. I'm so glad one person has caught that. So can I repeat and then I want a better amen. So now you have to say amen because I say you need to say amen. And I want to hear a big amen. Otherwise I'm going to repeat it. It is clear that praise and worship will release the glory of God. Amen. Alright, I don't have to repeat that. Great stuff. Thank you. The glory follows the worship, and not the worship, the glory. I'm making some profound statements here. I hope you hear that. Because we always want to wait for the glory before we worship. And the moment we can experience the glory, then we start to worship. But we need to understand the worship precedes the glory. First we need the worship. First we need the worship out of a pure heart, out of a passionate heart, for the glory to appear. So there must be first worship before we can have the glory. So now we need to understand. You don't have to go there. I'm just going to tell you what happened because there's 2 chapters, so I'm not going to let you read 2 chapters. In Exodus chapter 33 and 34, Moses comes to God and he asks God, show me your glory. What was God's reply? Come on, you need to hear this. What was God's reply on Moses that's saying, show me your glory? Come on, church. Come on, people. There must be worship. Now, who must bring the worship? Now listen, God said to Moses, I will call my name in front of you. And when I'm calling my name, that's worship. When I'm giving glory to my name, that's worship. When I'm glorifying my name, that's worship. Then the glory will appear and you will see my glory when I am calling my name in front of you. So again, we have glory that appears because worship is being done. The name of God is exalted, although this time it's exalted by himself. Go read chapter 34. It will clearly say that when Moses was standing there in the cliff of that rock, God came and God starts to call his name. He said, I am good, I am merciful, I am slow to anger, I am faithful. And he's just starting to pronounce his own name in front of Moses. And as he passed Moses, Moses saw the goodness of God, which is the glory of God. And he saw it from behind because God is walking in front, declaring his name, worshipping himself. I know that sounds maybe a bit strange, but I want you to hear what I'm trying to say. He's worshipping himself because God understands that when his name is exalted, when his name is worshipped, the glory will arrive. And the only way that he would show the glory to Moses was they need to be worshipped. Amen. His name needs to be exalted. Then we found later on in Numbers chapter 14. Numbers chapter 14 from verse 17 to 21. Moses is on the mountain and God is angry at the nation because of what they are doing. Then he tells Moses, I'm going to wipe them off from the earth. I'm going to kill all of them. I'm going to lay down. I'm going to make sure that nothing happens. And then Moses does an incredible thing. Moses reminded God on who God said he was. Because God, you have said that you are good. You said that you are merciful. You said that you are slow to anger. You said that you are faithful and that you will look after them. That's your words. That's who you declared. And the next moment God says, because of what you said, because you magnified my name, this earth will be filled with the glory of God. So it seems that praise and worship has everything to do with the manifestation of the glory of God. So we need to understand also, and I've mentioned that the glory of God is all that God has and all that God is. That is the glory of God. It is the fullness of his goodness. And when the glory appears, there can be no sickness. There can be no problems. There can be no troubles. There can be no defeat. There can be no bondage. Everything cannot exist because the glory of God is a power that you've never seen before. So maybe I've read that too fast. So let me read it slower. And not get that excited about it so that you can hear it plainly. The glory is the fullness of God. And when the glory appears, there can be no sickness. Amen. We need to understand this. I don't care what scientists tell me. I don't care what medical professions want to tell me. My Bible tells me that when the glory of God appears, no sickness will be in the house. Amen. No sickness. No problems. So why don't we allow the glory of God to appear? Go read with me 2 Chronicles. I'm still laying the foundation. I haven't started preaching yet. 2 Chronicles, chapter 5, verse 30. Only one verse. 2 Chronicles, chapter 5, verse 30. Listen. It says, and when, 2 Chronicles chapter 5 verse 13, and when the trumpeters and the singers were joined in unison, making one sound to be heard, in praising and thanking the Lord, and when they lifted up their voice with the trumpets and cymbals and other instruments for song, and praise the Lord, saying, for He is good, for His mercy and loving kindness endure forever. Then, everybody says, then the house of the Lord was filled with a cloud, the glory of God. I hope you've seen this, the same words that God called out in front of Moses. When God spoke in front of Moses, He said, I am good, I am merciful, I am slow to anger, I am loving kindness. And it's the same words. And the moment they speak the words, the moment they sang, the moment they worship, the moment they ascribe glory to God, the glory appears. Leviticus. You are jumping around the Bible like a mad cow. Leviticus chapter 9. I'm not going to read verse 1 to 5. I'm just going to quickly tell you. Moses is giving instructions of how the offering, how they need to sacrifice themselves. But I want you to take note of verse 6. Verse 6 is the one that I want you to take note of. Listen, and Moses said, this is the thing which the Lord commanded you to do, and the glory of the Lord will appear to you. This is the thing. What? Praise and worship. This is the thing. You need to sacrifice yourself. This is the thing. You need to give everything to Him. This is the thing. You need to lay down all the other stuff. This is the thing. If you do this, the glory of the Lord will appear to you. Amen. So we have seen 3 important things so far. 1, in Exodus 33-34, we've seen that God called His name, and then the glory appears. In Isaiah 6, the angels calls the name of the Lord, and the glory appears. In 2 Chronicles 5, people call on the name, and the glory appears. So what do we need to do for the glory to appear?
Call on His name.
We need to call on His name. Read with me Psalm 29, verse 1 to 3. Psalm 29, verse 1 to 3. Listen how they call on the name. Psalm 29. Psalm 29, verse 1 to 3, it says, ascribe to the Lord. Listen carefully. Ascribe to the Lord, O sons of the mighty. Ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. Give to the Lord the glory due to His name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness, or in holy array. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The God of glory thunders. The Lord is upon many great waters. I hope you see something here. I hope you see what is happening. Verse 1 and verse 2, they say, ascribe glory to God. Ascribe glory to His name. And the next moment they will say that the God of glory thunders. You need to understand that out of worship, we give glory to God. And in that glory, God appears. And now listen. And His voice are there to create. Oh. Here comes the thing now. Out of the worship of angels, God created everything because of the appearance of the glory. So what will happen when we start to worship God to such an extent that His glory appears? What will happen? His voice will start to create.
Yes. Amen.
Where the glory is, there God will create. So we can say, in a certain sense, I want you to hear this, that we are creating the glory through our praise and worship, and in His glory, God can do creative wonders. Let me tell you, this tsunami that is coming, we will see people that have lost an arm get a new arm. We will see people that have lost a leg or two will get new legs. Creative wonders is coming because in God's glory He creates. Come on, I want to say it again. In His glory He creates. We all know, and I'm not going to take you there to read it. We all know Psalm 22 verse 3. Because Psalm 22 verse 3 will just say that God lives in the praises of His people. That's where He lives. That's where His glory will hang. That's where His glory will be. In the praises. The moment we start to worship Him. The moment we start to exalt Him. The Amplified said that the moment we are, He will dwell. He will dwell in the holy place where the praises are. The more we truly worship God, the more we proclaim that He is good, the more we proclaim that He is merciful, that He is slow to anger, that He is quick to forgive, and that His goodness endures forever, the more the glory of God will be manifested, and the more God will speak a word, and God will start to create things in your life that you always wanted there, or that He always wanted there. So the more I worship Him with a truthful heart, and the more I seek His face passionately, the more His glory will appear. And then He can start to speak and create here in my life. Isaiah 43 verse 7. Isaiah 40, I'm just going to read it for you. Out of two parts of the scripture, two different translations. Amplified will say, even everyone who is called by my name, whom I have created for my glory, whom I have formed, whom I have made. Good News Bible say, they are my own people, and I created them to bring me glory. Let me tell you, we have been created for the glory of God. In other words, we have been created to manifest the glory of God on earth.
Amen.
This is our purpose. Why? Because God can only create in His glory. So we so many times ask God to do things for us and then nothing happens. Come on? There's no creation of anything. Why? Because we never ask it in glory. I want you to hear me. We never come to a point where we forget about the reason that I need Him for my sickness or for my problems. But when I am so busy worshiping Him for who He is, exalting His name, and the next moment His glory will appear. And without me asking, He will start to create. And He will create those things that I have been asked for years and years and never gotten, because I never asked Him out of the glory that I created. the moment that we can create the glory of God. The moment we can create that tsunami that needs to come and needs to sweep us away. That's the moment that we will not be in charge anymore. That's the moment that we will not be able to stand on our own two legs. That's the moment that we will be swept away in His glory, and everything will just be Him, and everything will just be about Him, everything will just be in Him, and everything will be just through Him, and then He will start to speak, and He will create in your life. He will make sure that everything that needs to be there will be there. But we are struggling. We sometimes get agitated with God. We sometimes get angry with God. Because why don't things happen for me? Why don't things go the way that I want them to go? Why? Because you haven't created the glory. You haven't given enough glory. You haven't ascribed enough glory to God for the glory of God to appear. So we need to hear it. If you need God to create something in your life, if you need God to speak His word in your circumstances, then it's time to call on the name of the Lord and worship Him until His glory appears. So may I be blunt? May I be blunt? Of ander woorde, Afrikaans kan ek so baie klein popperig wees. That's the problem with the most people. We cannot keep on worshiping until the glory appears. As ons twee koor moet sê, die niks meer, ons op iets op. En laat hulle nou net meer as 4 koor moet sê. Let us just stand too long. Oh, I'm so tired of standing. All that we do is singing, 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 singing. No, you don't understand. Your worship will glorify God, and then the glory of God can appear. Maar as jy gaan, nee, God's glory cannot appear. So I believe in that dream we will worship. Worshipping is not always singing. Worshipping is ascribing glory to God. It's testifying as part of worship. As part of ascribing glory. Preaching the word is ascribing glory, because that's all that it's all about. We need to ascribe glory to God. And the moment we ascribe glory, the glory appears. See, this is a problem that we have with most of the songs that people are singing. Because the songs that they are singing are not ascribing glory to God, but to themselves. It's all about me. How good I can feel. But if we want the glory to appear, we need to ascribe glory to Him. Dis so eenvoudig, né? Soos om uit 'n boom uit te val. Al wat jy hoef te doen is los die tak. So eenvoudig. So easy. You want to fall out of the tree, leave the branch, and then you will fall. There's no science behind it. No science behind it. If we want the glory, we must give glory. To Him. Not to ourselves, not to another person, not to anything else. We need to give glory to Him for the glory to arrive. So now my question is, are you prepared to worship Him tonight until His glory? Even if it goes on until tomorrow morning 2 o'clock. Shame. But we need to ascribe glory. I hope you understand why I've split the worship in two. So that we can first bring this word and understand what God wants to do tonight. He wants a manifestation of His glory. But in order for Him to manifest His glory, He wants you to give glory. And the more glory, you must hear me. The more glory, the more glory you ascribe, the more glory can appear. Villiers, so eenvoudig. Soos 2 plus 2 is 4. The more glory you give, the more glory can appear. The less glory you give, the less glory will appear. So as jy vanavond gaan te gou moeg raak, just accept that the amount of glory you give is the amount of glory that can appear. So are you ready to ascribe glory to God? How many of you would like to experience really the glory of God?
Amen.
Come on, I want to see seriously. Just keep your hand for a while if you are really serious. Don't lift your hand if you are not serious. I want to experience the glory of God. So you need to understand me. You need to hear my heart. I believe you need to hear God's heart. Then you need to, right now, before we start, you need to make a decision. Father, I'm going to forget everything about the past. I'm not going to look at any of my own shortcomings. I'm not going to look at anything else. All I'm going to concentrate on is giving glory to you. Just giving glory to you. Making sure that you receive all the glory so that all the glory can appear in our midst. Can I repeat that words of Moses? This is the thing that God commanded from you, so that His glory can appear to you. This is the one thing that you desire. This is the one thing that you want. Give glory, receive glory. Give glory, receive glory. Give glory, receive glory. Let's stand before God. The music team can come. So before we're going to start to worship Him and give glory to God, I just want you for a moment to close your eyes. Just there you stand. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to be serious about this. Serious by saying, Father, and I want you to say in your heart, just like I'm going to say it right now, I don't care what's going to happen with the people all around. I don't care. But tonight, I want to give you glory. Tonight, that's my one desire. I want to give you glory. Because I have a desire for your glory to appear, so that you can create, so that you can speak a word and create in my life. So I'm not going to look at anything else. I'm not going to look at what other people will be doing. I'm not going to look at how they are experiencing. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to concentrate on you. Just on you. No one else. Just on you. Giving you glory. Giving you glory. I want to invite you if you want to. You don't have to do this. But if you want to, let's all stand here in front while we are giving glory to Him. So that we can receive the glory, we can experience the tsunami that is coming. If you don't want, it's fine. You don't have to. But let's, if you can, let's stand here in front and we just start to worship. We're going to start with that song, God, You Are So Good. Let's just stand in our good deeds. You are so good. Let's give Him glory so that His glory can appear tonight in you. Come on, come on, come on, people, come on, people, come on. Can I see one more time? By waving your hand, how many of you would say, I would love to hear and experience God's glory tonight? I would really love that. So I want you to start to focus on on that and that alone. Nothing else. Don't focus on anything else. Just focus on Him. Ascribe glory to Him. All else.
Amazing love welcomes me. Kindness of mercy.
Jesus, Jesus,
Lord with love, wholeheartedly, my soul undeserving. God, you're so good.
come on, give glory to Him right now.
You're
Everything,
so good.
all the passion, everything.
You're so good. You're so good to me. Behold the cross as you wage hour by terrorist, the sinner saved, work of your So
focus on Him. Tell Him, ascribe, 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 ascribe glory. Ascribe glory to Him. Just ascribe glory to Him. right now. You don't hear it, but this is happening in your life right now because of this glory. Listen, listen. Out of Psalm 29, see, the voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. The voice of the Lord breaks every cedar. The Lord breaks in pieces the cedars of the Lebanon. He makes them also to skip like a calf. The voice of the Lord splits and flashes forth lightning. The voice of the Lord makes your wilderness to tremble right now. The voice of the Lord makes everything to bring forth. That needs to be, I'm just quoting that as God. He brings forth. That which needs to come forth. The voice strips bare the forest. While in his temple, everyone is saying, glory! So God is saying right now, I want you to hear me. God is saying right now, while this tsunami, where all the glory of God is here in your midst, his voice is starting to speak in your life. He's stripping away that needs to be stripped away. He breaks in pieces that needs to be broken in pieces. He takes away, but he also gives. He said he gives those things to Lamb. So he tells you even that even your loved ones will get saved. And in the temple they will just shout glory. They will not hear the voice, but they will shout glory because the glory will be. But the voice will speak the glory. The voice is speaking in your life. It's changing. It's changing. It's changing. It's changing. You're worthy. Now we can sing again. You're worthy.
You're worthy of it all.
So I want you to see your wilderness shaking because of the voice.
From you all.
I want you to see
Until you
how joy is coming because of the voice.
You deserve it all.
I want you to see how he is stripping bare the things that stands in your way.
Worthy of it all.
the Lord gives you right now unyielding and impenetrable strength. I hope you didn't heard that. Can I read it again for you? The Lord gives you right now unyielding and impenetrable strength, and He bless you now with His peace. More reason to worship Him. don't measure the glory to a feeling, because the glory is not a feeling. So if you haven't felt anything, that does not mean the glory does not appear. Because the glory is not a feeling. You know, we started tonight. Glory is not a feeling. It's not that event. It's not something that the Old Testament just declared. The glory is God Himself on the inside of you, manifesting His power. Don't wait for a feeling, because you will not always get a feeling. It's a faith action. That you believe God's word, that when you ascribe glory to Him, His glory will appear. It's not something that you wait for, it's something that you know. Alright? So as you go tomorrow into your businesses, work, wherever, stay at home, whatever you're doing, the moment that anything comes up, I want to stand against you. All that you do is ascribe glory to God. Because the moment you will ascribe glory to God, His glory will appear, and He has given you already impenetrable strength. So don't allow anything from this world to rock your bottom again, or to rock your boat again. And please don't feel disappointed tonight because you haven't felt anything. I promise you, it's not a feeling. It's a belief. It's faith. I know He appeared. I know the glory was here tonight. I know He appeared to me. I believe He appeared to you. Can I just say this before we finish? Just remember also that the way that God's glory will appear to you will be different than the way that it appears to me. That's why that's so beautiful about God. But the working is the same. The end result is the same. Impenetrable strength. His voice speaking into your life. But the way that He appears can be different. It was never the same all the time. Because God works according to you, according to your character and who you are. But the moment you ascribe glory, His glory will appear. Something that you need to believe from today on. Every time that you start to worship Him, every time that you magnify Him, regardless of the circumstances, His glory will appear. Because where He is glorified, His glory will appear. Hallelujah. Do you feel His peace? I can sense in my spirit a calmness and a peace right here, right now that I haven't seen in a long time. That's what I'm asking. Okay, can you really now, there where you stand, with clear conscience and good honest say, yes, I sense peace. Because that's what His glory will be. We're going to greet the people from Facebook. Thank you for being with us. I hope that God bless you.